Hello once again, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Bibles on the Bench. My name is Trevor, and as you guys know, I used to be one of Jehovah's Witnesses. And one thing that the Jehovah's Witnesses always want you to believe is if you ever leave the truth, you are completely gonna be an evil person and all this other jazz, right? So in the last two videos, I have been talking about how you're not useless if you leave the Watchtower, how they actually trained you in a whole bunch of ways that you don't even understand because, of course, they want to keep it kind of secretive. And that is in the realm of business and money. Okay? Now you may be thinking, well, they didn't teach me anything about business and money. Well, okay, they didn't give you a Harvard degree in business, right? And they never taught you like a bank. But they have taught you, and they've manipulated your mind into believing that money is evil, okay? Or it's not necessary, or, you know, if you love money and you want to have more money than somebody else, then it all doesn't mean anything because everyone's going to be treated equal at Armageddon, and those that are good are going to live and those that are bad are going to be destroyed. Money shouldn't matter and all this other stuff, right? And they say that because some of the elders have a lot of money. Some of them are quite rich. But they want to, like, kind of equalize your brain concept into all this. And what most religions do, and this even goes beyond JWs, is I've written this stuff out in a book, okay? So I'm just looking at this here. Is they don't understand the biblical term or the idea behind why in 1 Timothy 6 and 10 that they say the love of money is the root of all evil, or something to that effect. So what does this really mean for us? What was the real message going on here? Is money really the evil, you know, leading us off to ruin and all that? So first we have to put this idea into the proper perspective, okay? So, whoops. So I have my New World Translation of the Holy Scriptures, and I'm going to read that scripture there. 1 Timothy 6 and verse 10 says, "For the love of money is a root of all sorts of injurious things. And by reaching out for this love, some have been led astray from the faith and have stabbed themselves over with many pains." Okay, since this is Bibles on the Bench, we compare many different Bibles here. I'm under some time constraints here, so I'm only going to do 3. So here's the New World Translation. This came out in 2013. 1 Timothy 6 and 10, "For the love of money is a root of all sorts of injurious things, and by reaching out for this love, some have been led astray from the faith and have stabbed themselves over with many pains." So they're saying the same thing. It's the same scripture, right? They didn't revise that one, although they have changed others. But now, here we got the Jerusalem Bible. And it says, so the Jerusalem Bible is broken into little subsections in here. Chapter 6 here starts off with slaves as a topic, and then it goes into the true teacher and the false teacher as the next topic. And then when we get over to where 1 Timothy is, actually that was the true teacher and the false teacher. But in verse 6 and 10, says, "The love of money is the root of all evils, and there are some who, pursuing it, have wandered away from the faith, and so given their souls any number of fatal wounds." All right. So this concept of the love of money is the root of all evil, you know, is in all these Bibles. But is that really the concept? Okay, so first off, we have to put money into the right perspective. What is money? Well, money is a tool. It's a tool like anything else, but it's a tool on an economic end, okay? It should help you to get the things you need in life, like food, clothing, shelter, a nice hat. It should also help you take care of your family. It should help you to get clothes, to pay your taxes, to get a house, a vehicle, and, again, food. That is what money is meant to be used for. And if you use money for that, there goes the phone. If you use money for that, you're doing well. And even Jesus, you know, when he was out there and the the Jewish leader held up the coin and he says, "Should we pay taxes to Caesar?" And he was expecting Jesus to say, "No!" and everyone to go, "Yeah!" and then like a big riot to pursue. And Jesus turns around and says, "Whose image is on that coin?" And the Pharisee says, "It is Caesar's." And then Jesus says, "Well, then pay unto Caesar what is due Caesar, and pay unto God what is due to God," right? And everybody, well, the Pharisee kind of walked away like, "Oh." But everybody else was like, "Ooh, that is a wise man," because he just cooled down this huge crowd that was going to have a big mob riot. And, and then he put money in the right place. So in that instant, the money is good because it pays the taxes. And as we know, if you don't pay your taxes, you can go to jail, right? So by Christians paying their taxes, they are honoring the Caesar that God put in place, the ruler at the time. As well as they're not going into jail because they're not avoiding their tax payments. So, money is a tool. So now where do they get all this? Money is the root of all evil. Well, you have to start understanding. And this is where we're going to read the Jerusalem Bible. I know this is glared up here. It begins at 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 3 and carries on until verse 10. And it says, "The true teacher and the false teacher." And this is Paul speaking to Timothy, writing to Timothy. "This is what you are to teach them to believe and persuade them to do. Anyone who teaches anything different and does not keep to the sound teachings," which is the understandings, "which is that of our Lord Jesus Christ, the doctrine which is in accordance with true religion, is simply ignorant and must be full of self-conceit, with a craze for questioning everything and arguing about words. All that can come of this is jealousy, contention, abuse, and wicked mistrust of one another, and unending disputes by people who are neither rational nor informed, and imagine that religion is a way," get this, "and imagine that religion is a way of making a profit." Profit. Not, profit like Abraham, no, but money. Okay? Religion, of course, does bring large profits, but only to those who are content with what they have. We brought nothing into the world, and we can take nothing out of it. But as long as we have food and clothing, let us be content with that. So that's a choice, right? Don't need the Cadillac or the mansion. Doesn't hurt. But, food, let's be content with that. People who long to be rich and are prey to temptation. So they have more stuff falling out. They have the wrong mindset. This is a mindset thing. It's not I made some money thing and now I'm evil. It's a mindset. People who long to be rich are a prey to temptation. They get trapped into all sorts of foolish and dangerous ambitions, which eventually plunge them into ruin and destruction. And now he comes around with the saying, "The love of money is the root of all evils," and there are some who pursuing it have wandered away from the faith, and so given their souls any number of fatal wounds. Who are these ones? Well, think about that. It's the people that are neither rational nor informed and imagine that religion is a way of making a profit. He's talking about those people that come along and they say, "If you believe in the Bible, then give me your money and I will help you." Those guys. They were doing it back in Jesus' time, and they're keep on trucking today. Not the Jerusalem Bible, but those type of people, right? And this is what Paul is warning Timothy about. So, let's say that you are a regular person, right? You got a job, you work 9 to 5. Okay, you come home, you got a paycheck, right? Now, there's certain things you can do with your money, as is discussed in Bibles. We'll get into this a little later, too. Let's say you take your $20 of your paycheck and you put it into like a tax-generating bank account. Now in Canada, there's TSFAs, tax-free savings accounts. There's RRSPs, there's GICs, there's all this stuff. Down in the States, was it 401k? I'll be a little bit rusty here because I'm not tuned in with like the world economics here. But at any rate, there's these things in place, okay? So now if you take your $20 and you stick it into one of these things, a GIC, a TSFA or whatever, they pay a certain percentage. So now your money is working for you. So that means that my $20 in a month from now, there could be an interest rate of, let's go crazy. Let's just imagine the interest rate is 50%. Okay? I know that's crazy. So you got 50%. So you put in $20 and at the end of the month, the interest becomes $10. So now you got $30 sitting in your bank account. The following month, your $30 becomes another $15 is added in there, right? Because we're half of what it is. So now you're at $45. And compound interest is a beautiful thing. It makes your money grow. Einstein believed in compound interest. He was amazed by it, okay? So your money grows, right? So eventually there comes this point when you're a millionaire, right? Well, were you out there being evil? Were you doing something malicious? Were you pursuing money, like the love of money? Like, and you're bowing down to this big stack or swimming in like a pile of gold coins like Uncle Scrooge or something? No, right? But yet this is how the Watchtower, the elders and stuff will make you think about your money. But you've done nothing evil. Another thing you might do is, let's say you get up to a certain point. So you put in $20 and like 10 years from now, you got $10,000 in there. So you decide to take your $10,000 out and you put it into rental housing. All right. So you're going to buy a house and you're going to rent it out. So now you've got your tenant is paying the mortgage and you're making a little percentage on the top after all your expenses and all that stuff, right? Just in a nutshell. So now you're making like $100 a month as passive income. So you're asleep, and your bank account's filling up with a little bit of money each month, right? A lot of guys will go out and buy like 100 houses and they'll make like, $200 on top of all the expenses, the mortgage and all that jazz per house. So then when all this stuff comes into the bank at the end of the month, they're looking at like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, maybe 10 grand. If they buy apartment houses, wow, are they evil? No, they're actually providing a service because somebody out there was living at home with their parents or whatever, right? Okay, whatever the situation. Or they moved in from another country, whatever, right? But now they're looking for a house. They want to get out. They want to be in a house. They want to have their own thing. They can't afford to buy one right now. So they rent, or they rent an apartment or whatever, but they're renting, okay? So you own this house and you're like, hey, I want someone to live here. You're providing them a service. Is that evil? No, unless your mind is evil and you're doing something that's against the law when you're renting your house. But the majority of people don't do that, okay? They want to legitimately rent a house. They want to help somebody out. They want to make a little profit on it because it's all business. Business is there to generate a bit of profit, and there's nothing wrong with a bit of profit. I mean, there's tons of parables in here. A good one to come to mind, which we'll get into in later videos, is the one where Jesus is relating this story, and he's like, a rich man had three workers or whatever, right? And he gave each of them a denarii, or 10 denarii or whatever, which is like their money back then. And he says, take this denarii and go out and make it do something, right? So one guy makes it tenfold or whatever it is, right? Remember? Tenfold. So then his 10 denarii become 100. So then when the rich guy returns, he's like, you have done well. You have turned my denarii into 100, right? So I'm going to let you run so he says, okay, that's good, right? And then the next guy's like, well, I got your 10 denarii and I only was able to get, 50% on top of that. And he says, it was good though. You gave it your best shot and you gave it something. So then he goes to the third guy and the third guy's like, I was scared of you. So I just took your money and buried it until you came back. And then when you came back, I'm like, here you go. And then the guy's like, oh, you wicked person. You could have at least stuck it in the bank so it could collect a little bit of interest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give the guy that did the 100 denarii, I'm going to give him like my house and estate and everything else when I pass away. And then the guy that gave 50, only did 50, he's going to be his undersecretary so that, the money is still going. But you, I'm going to take your denarii and I'm going to give it to that guy that made the 100 and I'm going to kick your sorry butt off my property, whatever, right? But yet Jesus never said, oh, that guy was evil and he should be thrown in the abyss with Satan wrapped around with a chain and 1,000 years, never to be remembered, No, he said, use the kingdom of God and what you know about that the same way that the guy that made the 100 denarii did. He didn't say money is evil. He didn't say this is evil. Root money is the root of all evil and all this stuff. And if you try to get a job, don't get a job because you're actually supporting evil. Jesus never said anything like that. And that's where all this stuff comes in. So next time you read your 1 Timothy and it's the root of money is the root of all evil, show the people the full scriptural package there. Tell them the whole story where it isn't money is evil. It's these people that are trying to make money in an evil type of way. That's when the money is evil. What you do with the tool and how you use the tool is either good or evil. Okay? We want to concentrate on the good. Making money is good. It's not evil unless there's an evil motivation or intention behind it. And like it said in that scripture, one evil intention is to use the Bible to make money. You're not supposed to do that. So, my name is Trevor. Thank you for again watching another Bibles on the Bench. And remember, money is not evil. It is what you do or don't do with money that can be evil. So until next time, read your Bible cover to cover and have a good one.